Good morning, you guys. I know I have my green screen up and then this is my closet. Okay, good morning. How are you? I got my coffee. I'm on one. I'm ready. I have about 15 minutes before I have to go into a Zoom meeting, but I wanted to do a quick story time where I read a story or a fable and just talk about it. Again, I'm just here to uplift you, and if you're in a funk, this is the place to be. I just got a message. Okay. Anyway, so I hope you guys are doing okay. Yes. What we're doing is we are professional up here, and down below we have on some, your husband's, what are these? Not biker shorts. They're, what are these? The man's, boxers. That's what it is. I'm on my second cup of coffee, y'all. And then I'm wearing red lipstick, so I am, okay, let's get serious. So, if I'm looking over here, it's because I'm looking at my second monitor, to which that's where the story is. So I'm going to be referring to it. So the title of the story is called Changing Our Vision. And I recorded the same video for the team that I'm on at my job, and I've already received a lot of feedback, positive feedback, and I just wanted to share it with my YouTube friends, again, in hopes that it encourages and it uplifts and edifies you. So let's go ahead and get started. So again, the title of this story is called Changing Our Vision. There was a wealthy man who was bothered by severe eye pain. He consulted many physicians and was being treated by several. He did not stop consulting a galaxy of medical experts. He consumed heavy loads of drugs and underwent hundreds of injections constantly. But the ache persisted with more vigor than before. At last, a monk who was supposed to be an expert in treating such patients was called for by the suffering man. The monk understood his problems and said that for some time he should concentrate only on the color green and to not let his eyes fall on any other colors. It was a strange prescription, but he was desperate and decided to try it. The millionaire got together a group of painters and purchased barrels of green paint and directed that every object his eye was likely to fall on is to be painted green, just as the monk had directed. Well, when the monk came by to visit after a few days, the millionaire's servants ran with buckets of green paint and poured it all on him, since he was in red attire, lest their master see any other color and his eye ache would come back. Hearing this, the monk laughed and said, "If only you had purchased a pair of green spectacles, worth just a few dollars, you could have saved these walls, the trees, pots and pans, and other articles. And also you could have saved your master a large fortune. You cannot paint the world green. Let us change our vision, and the world will appear accordingly. It is foolish to shape the world. Let us shape ourselves first." I love that parable or that story, the fable, because it constantly reminds me that I need to be the change that I want to see in the world and not the other way around. I had mentioned to a couple people that I have a lot of friends who are world changers. They're really out here doing a thing, trying to make change in the world, trying to do good in the world. And these things I believe God loves, right? But we have to also understand that we cannot physically change the world without being the change, which brings me back to what I've been talking about in reference to why I'm on YouTube and why I continue to be a light and be the light in the world of darkness. And because this world is dark, YouTube has a very dark side to it, right? And for once, I just want to be the breath of fresh air. And I do recognize that by changing the world or aspiring to see a better world, it starts with me. It doesn't start with anything that I physically and tangibly do to a point. You know, we all have to work and we all have to, you know, keep the lawn clean and recycle and do things. And those things definitely makes for a better world and a better earth. However, I think for me, this story is really talking about people. We need to stop really trying to fix things to a point, if that makes sense. A lot of the change that needs to happen in our world is with us. It is personal change. It is better attitude. It is loving one another a little bit more and stop tearing people down. It is letting people know through your own testimony how God has taken you out of a dark place. Because I've mentioned before, you're in one of three places. Either you are coming out of a storm, you're in a storm, or you're about to go into one. And that's for everybody. Nobody has an excuse to not be in those, you know, one of three areas. So knowing that, we have a responsibility to being kind to people, to really deposit something and to really sow a seed of love. We have an obligation to do that, you know, and it's not just me. It's every last one of us. It's you. You have a responsibility, you know. So I want to read the last two sentences just to really drive all of this home. It says, "Let us change our vision and the world will appear accordingly. It is foolish to shape the world. Let us shape ourselves first." And when I keep reading that, it reminds me of Michael Jackson's Man in the Mirror. I mean, stop looking at everything else and everybody else and focus on what's in the mirror. You know, sometimes when we look in the mirror, we don't really like what we see. But we are quick to be hella, and that's not even a word, but I'm going to say it, but we are so quick to be so hella judgmental to other people. We need to clean our own homes. Clean up our own homes first. Now, there is nothing wrong with constructive criticism. And I know as my channel grows, and the channel that me and my husband, we have, we know over time we're going to get a level of criticism. We know that. We're expecting it, and it is what it is, and we're ready. But either way, we're going to still focus on, like for me in this channel, I'm focusing on, you know, making sure that I deal with those inner demons before I come on here doing this to any one of you. And trust me, I'm not doing this without first, you know, looking inward. And again, I'm not shaming anybody. I'm really preaching to myself every time I get on this camera talking to you guys, you know. And it's the same thing with working out. You know I do these competitions, but at the end of the day, I am my only competition. I start with me. So I don't go looking around, looking at everybody else's body. I mean, I do look and I do give compliments when compliments are due. But these people who I work out with, the people on my team, people who I see in the gym or passing when I'm on the belt line walking or jogging, they're not my competition. I am my own competition. I am trying to be a better version of Mayya than who I was just minutes ago. So I have 9 minutes until my Zoom meeting. You guys have a wonderful day and an even better week. And I'll be back with another one. So yeah. So just remember, you be the change you want to see in the world. Because the world is pretty crappy right now. We need more people like you. So, all right, I'm going to finish this coffee. Did you work out today? Did you drink your water? You have plenty of time. It's only 8:22. All right, talk to you later.